Greetings and salutations, this is a Dragon Barrows video. I've watched this video a number of times called DarkSide of the Circus of Professional Wrestling for Doco. It starts off with what looks like stock standard tourism advertisement with flashing of different photos from various media and other things with ads and that. So let me just say this. It's supposedly some sort of riot that happened at the 2nd of February 2019. So this supposedly big riot that happened at an Australian professional wrestling event held by a promotion by the so-called huge promotional juggernaut in Australia. Again, the documentary is called DarkSide of the Circus: Life of Professional Wrestling for Doc. Let me just say this. This is the biggest bunch of bullshit you would be seeing or hearing about when it comes to professional wrestling in Australia. This so-called documentary, is full of. It's literally full of ripping off material, literally footage from various locations. In the first few minutes of the video, you see literally anything to it looks like a premiere of some big movie in Hollywood, and just shows the camera people just click 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 click. That's all it's showing. On top of that, it shows girls screaming with holding up posters. With most of the posters that are shown in the background there being shown to be blurred. You can barely read it, so you can't exactly depict what is actually written on there, but it doesn't look professional wrestling like. As I've been to a few women's only wrestling events in Australia. I'm a 31. Let me just go back by saying this. I'm a professional wrestling fan in Australia for 31 years, and during my time, I've never seen this sort of level of craziness. The closest thing I've come to see such craziness is from the Hulkamania World Tour, when Hulk Hogan got some wrestlers that are not affiliated with any wrestling organization and just did a tour. And that was the size of that. So, and besides, that's not an Australian-based program. It was an American-based program shot in Australia. I've seen the very last match of Eddie Fatu, aka Umaga. So I'm just leaving it at that point. But as this video progressed, it showed what looks like rip-off footage from the Sydney, either the Sydney or the New South Wales Tourism Board. It shows rip-off footage it's like New York promotions, like New York tourism boards, some boxing paraphernalia, some generic office workers doing whoop whoop whoop. in 1 minute 30 seconds of the thing, it shows the shows like LA advertisement footage. So that's for Hudson Hulk, and shows footage of from shows some footage shows some footage of well, it literally stole footage from the Kellogg's brand. It stole footage from Sultana brand, which is a Kellogg's property. So Kellogg's, if you want to get some money on this, look at get this video, get this bit of crap demonetized. Again, it shows office workers signing papers, just intensively looking at the hands, write what looks like writing or signing some material. So you can't see whose face is actually doing the thing. And goes into like one hand doing that. And it goes live on main event. Boxing pay-per-view with special attraction main event. Colt versus Hulk. And it goes with Fox Sport, Foxtel, Bevstart, Asahi Beer, Moosehead, and some other and some other thing. It looks like a skull in the logo. I can't quite read it. Just going here. Still can't read it. But still, it's supposed to be this big headline. Second Feb 2019 PP. Pay-per-view and okay. Just Googled 2nd of February 2019 pay-per-views. Main event. Okay, schedule for Crown Jewel, no. Boxing card main event. Okay, let's just see here. What does it say? No public news. Okay, nothing scheduled. Okay. Let's see. Again, schedule, wrestling talk. No. Nothing. Let's see. Boxing and wrestling. No. No. Fight schedules? No. That's mixed martial arts? No. Pay-per-view, sports pay-per-view, special events, Roger.com consumer pay-per-view. No. NZ boxing calendar. Not looking for New Zealand, I'm looking for Sydney. Nah. Upcoming boxing fights in 2019. No, didn't want that. Main event boxing. No. Watch main event boxing online for free. No. Watch main event with Al Foxtel. No. No. So, from just doing that little itty bitty bit of research, guess what? It didn't happen. Oh, stop standard footage of someone looking at the mobile phone. 5-figure sum for the victor. I never heard anything like that. As I said, I've been a professional wrestling fan for 31 years now. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. Ripping off YouTube accounts, handled by fans, bullshit. Let me just say this. It says with this Hudson Hulk, says Hudson Hulk's acting Hollywood career is flourishing. Take it from a guy who knows the man himself. May have gone to LA. May have shot a movie or two. But it will be more like more independent movies instead of full-blown action movies like The Rock would do or John Cena. Nothing along those lines, unfortunately. You just got, and though it has pictures of him with Buff Bagwell, Shelton Benjamin, and Chavo Guerrero Jr. As I said earlier on in this video, let me just rephrase that. Anyone can actually get these images. Like, I've got images with me standing with, or having a photo with Jake the Snake Roberts. I've got a photo of me standing with now WWE superstar, back then TNA World Heavyweight Champion, Bobby Roode or Robert Roode. I've got a photo with me with 1990s Australian Gladiator Vulcan. I've got photos with me and the Harlem Globetrotters back in the early 90s. So yeah, anyone who doesn't have a private setting on their social media account can have these images copied, taken and used against the owner's wishes. So, no, though on face value, it looks like Hudson Hulk is getting these multiple $million deals, but really he's not getting that much money from doing all these movies and that. Professional wrestling in Australia is not exactly as big as it is in North America, where wrestlers can get up to $300 or $400, even a couple of $1,000 per show. Then I'm just talking about Ring of Honor, Impact, the WWE, and now AEW. There's not that sort of money. Over here in Australia, a professional wrestler would get $100 tops. And that's if the proper turnout was good, and the merchandise of their shirts and other such paraphernalia was there. So technically, this person who did DarkSide of the Circus of Professional Wrestling, Nomadic Pro, has literally done no education whatsoever. As it continues on through this piece of big friendships with legends and that, he has remained humble. That's the only thing in this whole thing about Hudson Hulk that is correct. He's one of the most humblest men that I know. He loves his family and works very hard for him. And let me just see here, it blacks out for a fair few seconds, showing and exhibit hall 1. Again, back to Hollywood photographers, basic, and this continues on with basic fan footage and main event footage. Main event, if you're watching this, you may want to get some of your money on this one. Again, it keeps showing backwards and forwards between main event and actual and fan footage. Okay, what's happening backstage? Oh, French for huge bender. Let's just get one thing straight. In Australia, if you're in Australian professional wrestling, if you know that you're booked for a big thing, especially if you're in the main event, guess what? You would try to keep yourself hydrated. It says lemonade on this bottle. I'll put water in there. Want to keep themselves hydrated, drink a lot of water. Keep themselves hydrated, because when the time comes for them to get into the ring, it's going to be a very taxing 10 to 15 minutes of getting tossed into the air, landing hard, and getting thrown over the top rope and landing on barely any padded material on the floor. You perspire, you sweat, because there's additional lights to the lights that are actually in the club, pub, or community center, or wherever the wrestling is taking place. There's professional wrestling at Supernova, and when I've been there, and when a crowd of people are surrounding you, or being in a crowd yourself, the body heat, though it's a wider area where there's a lot of air ventilation, but still, after the match is done, guess what? The professional wrestlers are hot, they're sweating, they're bothered. So they are not going to put their bodies, their health, or their bodies on the line for what? It's like a rail of cocaine, a smoke of weed, or a couple of shots of Jack. That's not going to happen, son. It's literally not going to happen. And continues on here. From the night before. No. There's no partying the night before. There's no partying 2 nights before. Again, when you know that you are working in the ring that night, either that night or a month or so from the event, guess what? If you're in professional wrestling in Australia, professional wrestling not exactly pay that much. Real wrestlers in Australia have real jobs. So, you can be teachers, nurses, police officers, anything. And those occupations do have drug testing in that. So, you get busted in one, you're going to get busted in the professional wrestling ring. So, you get fired from being a police officer for doing illegal drugs. Guess what? It'll trickle along into the locker rooms, and you'll be blacklisted from competing until you get your shit together. Even the World Wrestling Entertainment does that. And when I'm stopped at 4 minutes and 27 seconds, it has clearly an American banknote, not an Australian dollar, not an Australian plastic note. So again, stock standard footage. It could be from Breaking Bad. It could be from any movie or TV show that depicts drug use. So again, bad on this sort of thing. And prior to this scene, it looked like a bar scene. So even if it was like a bucks party or something like that the night before, I know professional wrestlers who don't do, like, they would take one, like maybe one beer or maybe one Jack or one piece of, like, one bit of alcohol or something like that, and and then drink maybe like predominantly energy drinks or water or some form of soft drinks. So again, this idiot who did this documentary clearly fucking. I'm going to be brutally honest here, and I know my videos are not monetized anyway. So whoever did this video, who did this video, fucked up majorly, because no wrestler would ever show up at a wrestling event in Australia totally shit-faced. And let's continue on. Oh, drugs and alcohol. It says that Rusty Cole came in with two unknown women from a bender the night before, and continue on saying, rewind that back. Illegal substances snuck into the arena. Come on, that's a load of bullshit. If such a big pay-per-view was supposed to happen with main event, which is the Australian pay-per-view network, you would want to keep you would want to have everything covered. Literally have everything covered. Like, you would have security detailed there, and you would have some sort of drug enforcement, like drug police force there or something like that. I've been to a few World Wrestling Entertainment events here in Australia back 15 years ago, and even when Hulk Hogan did that Hulkamania World Tour, there were literally police officers there with drug sniffer dogs. So let me see. How can a person walk in with two women of unknown origins with illegal drugs, with cocaine, with ice, with anything, and not have some sort of sniffer dog sniff them, do whatever mark or like dance or strut that shows, oh, guess what, master? Guess what? This person here has drugs. It's literally not going to get away. Literally, it's not going to be. You can't sneak in drugs into these sort of events, son. Literally, you can't steal. You can't bring in illegal drugs into these sort of events. There will be sniffer dogs in every single entrance and exit. And I've been to one. Actually, it was the Hulkamania World Tour that police dogs were literally walking up and down in the audience, just to from row to row to row. The police, like the drug sniffer dogs, were literally, just in case it wanted to people slip through while the dogs were sniffing someone else. 5 people were arrested then. So even if you do somehow rather get the thing past the dogs, over here in Australia it is very hard to keep hold of such materials and be able to continue on enjoying the entertainment that you want to enjoy. Hell, I've been at one. This is just a plain movie where drugs was the main focus of the whole thing. It literally there was police sniffer dogs there to make sure that everyone walked in and walked out healthy and well on the way to be able to get to the next destination. So this idiot doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to health and safety regulations being put onto Australian professional wrestlers. Let me just continue watching. Oh, the bending continued in Rusty's locker room. Yeah, right, there would have been dogs going there. And it does, oh boy. Reenactment from Rusty Colt's Twitter account. Oh boy. It looks... And to be honest with you, God bless the actresses who starred in the reenactment. But really, you've got to be literally trying to... You're messing with the wrong industry's mind here. It looks like someone's house, not like something like some back area of a wrestling event. I've been backstage to quite a lot of professional wrestling events since I am now a part of the industry. And guess what? It doesn't look anything like that scene. Firstly, it's far more presentable. Secondly, it's the pristine. It looks more pristine. It looks more. It's just basically more tidy and much more managed than this. Hey man, rock and roll, trash the place. Piece of shit that was. I got to the young ladies who started in that. I gotta say this: you've done it. You beautiful little cotton socks, you. And now just paused here at 4 minutes 52 seconds, and it says Rusty Colt at Rusty Ass MFER. Backstage party at Colt v Hulk. ... Let's keep this bitch rolling. We kick on. If anyone wants to join. ... Just say my name at the door, or come in through the back. With a emoji from Twitter. My goodness. I tell you what, this is either bad comedy or just a sick piece of just piece of nonsense. Really. In today's literate world, in today's computer and technological, digital, literate world, and if you're an aspiring filmmaker, especially that this is what this is nothing more than a sick joke at professional wrestling's expense. It says, let me just reread this thing from Rusty Colt, allegedly written by Rusty Colt, mind you. Backstage party at Colt v Hulk. Let's keep this bitch rolling. We kick on. If anyone wants to join, Just say my name at the door or come in through the back. Hank. Or Hank. Or Hank. It's just a... In today's day and age, there are literally... there are online apps. Like, you can make your Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Back in the day, MySpace. Do this sort of picturey thing and put some other pictures down below. Since this is Twitter, like other pictures down below, and says bye, and you can have anything written. Like I could get. Like I could do something to destroy John Cena and go get a picture of John Cena, go to one of these apps, type in John Cena at you can't see me, and just do that. Have like look at what I did to Nikki's butt. And have like a finger poking through a very plump tomato. I mean to say, I did her in the. I mean to say, I did Nikki Bella in the ass. And have that picture up there. I can do that. Like what this Nimrod clearly done for Rusty Colt. And again, no real wrestler in Australia worth his salt would actually do this sort of thing. Literally, backstage. Let's pretend that this is a backstage thing, and I'm tweeting away, tweet. Backstage party at Hulk versus Hulk. Let's keep this bitch rolling. Full stop. We are kicking on. If anyone wants to join, just say my name at the door or just come through the back. If that did happen at a wrestling event, quite a lot of promoters, bookers and owners of wrestling federations and that over here in Australia would know about it. As soon as that tweet went out on the 2nd of February 2019 at 28 to 7 p.m. or 6:32, the promoter would have heard a ding, some sort of messaging say that they're. And most of the time there would be for this like big event, it picked it up. Oh, okay. Guess what the first thing would have been done? If this did happen, I'm saying if this happened, Rusty Colt would have been brought up to the promoter, booker, agent, whatever, and would have been reprimanded. And if it was proven that he was still had this bit of like still had drugs and severe alcohol in his system, guess what? Rusty Colt will be packing. He won't be getting any money. He won't be shown on the event. So yeah. I want to try something different, son, and I'll just continue on. It's supposed to go on viral, this thing. Oh my god. It says, security had no idea what they were about to get in for. It had a picture of what looked like Rusty in a, I do this too. I can do this now and then. Stare up into the heavens and whatnot. And guess what? I do that. sometimes when I'm down and I'm a bit tired while I'm doing some heavy thinking, I've had a couple of people ask me, am I drunk or on drugs? Which clearly I am not. That was one photo that's the only incriminating photo used. And again, you can get that sort of stuff from Twitter, Facebook, or any other social media site that Rusty Colt happens to be a part of, and it has a picture of him with some fans in the background, smiling in a black and white footage sort of way. Oh my god! It continues on by saying this at around 5 minute 9-second mark. It goes, "Rowdy partygoers, 200 of them come, storming the location." Let me just say this. Speaking from witnessing this sort of thing, from my time as a son of a law enforcement officer, guess what? If the security detail seen such a huge group of people coming, first reaction, radio into Security Central. It is basically like some sort of bunker-like office where like a wall of TV screens and that. It could be loading dock 6, gate 4. Security officer there would say, "We're at loading dock 4, gate 6, and all these people and an unknown large number of people are advancing. What should we do?" The head of security, who is stationed there at that time, would say, "Okay, loading dock 4, gate 6. Look at the camera." You go, "Okay, listen up. I'm ringing up the police. They'll be here. They will be here momentarily." And they'll go look around. Go, food store 1, 2. You guys don't have to be worried. Don't have to be there. Can you report to loading dock 6, gate to loading dock, like loading bay 4, gate 6. Okay. Okay, you guys near the toilets in level 1, corridor 3. Can you guys go and meet up with the loading dock 4, gate 6? There's a disturbance there. There'll be redirecting of personnel to aid in the security of that particular location. And whilst that is going on, the head of the security at that time would ring up the police and go, "Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, it looks like we're about to get. It looks like there's about 200. Quite hard to tell. There's a huge number of people arriving at loading dock 4, gate 6. I've already got some security guys down there. It looks like I don't have enough people to cover the event and protect that area. Can you send backup, please, or can you send help?" And on the other line will go like the reply back from the police side of things. Will say, "Okay, okay, yes, we'll send officers there as soon as possible." And as soon as possible, guess what? With hearing like there's a huge multitude of people coming to one location, There's no just mere, oh, hey Bruno, did you see what happened on the block last night? Oh, wasn't it controversial? Where with the couple from Victoria screwed the couple from Western Australia. Oh, bloody ridiculous. That's just, you just don't do that. It's un-Australian. Here on the radio. Get your asses to get to this location. Loading dock 4, gate 6. Huge mob of people are there. The security there are outnumbered. Please, just go there now. First thing, Bruno slams his foot against the gas pedal. The other police officer go flip the switch, and no matter how many and since this is an alleged riotous sized group of people, there would be a crap ton of police officers, sirens blaring. They don't care. Like, the police officers wouldn't care if they were doing like breathalyzers or drug testing on the roads. They would say, okay, oi, Stacy Johnson, you, Valera, Boulder, you guys go to the event, loading dock 4, gate 6. Sounds like a riot is going to be coming up. Guess what? Those 4 officers get their asses into the car. Bada bing, bada boom. Slam the gas on. Right to the event. That is what actually does happen in real life. And clearly, this arsehole said, the security guard didn't know. Come on, the security knows what to do at this point, and it would be like 6-7 minutes tops before a huge number of police vehicles would be flying up, police officers getting out, with being like the barricade, stopping this group of people from entering from that location. And if there was any disturbance, guess what? A huge number of people will be arrested and sent to the nearest police station, or if there's more than enough people to fill up one lot of cells, a number of police stations would be housing these group of people. So, guess what? Another myth busted, biatch. Oh, security better than marriage. Yeah, the party would not have begun. That's all that bullshit. It's just how this guy goes. The viewers of this boxing and professional wrestling match doesn't know what is happening next in the back behind the curtains. Oh, please. A loud enough bang, and especially at this day and age, after 9/11, 2001, riotous group of people coming, causing noise, either if it's just laughing and doing some sort of screaming, like some sort of scream or something like that. People in the arena would actually know what's going on, because all it just takes is one person, corner of the eye, to see what's happening, to find out what's actually going on. You go, what's happening down there? Are they a part of the act? I don't think so. And it would go through the arena like a wildfire. Through drought-affected bushland. It would be like that. Zooming. Right across everyone. The focus will not be in the ring. The focus will be in what's actually happening behind the curtain. And people would start moving on in that set, moving away from the ring, trying to get their way to the back area, making more of a riotous, trying to make it more of a riotous feeling. So, if they said that there's no real thing, like they didn't realize it's happening, guess what? If this event did go on, guess what? The security and the police would have handled the matter. There would be no real interference with what's actually happening in the ring. So you can't have it both ways. You can't have it in that sort of way. So let's continue. Hey. Oh my god. Okay, here we are, 5.5 minutes into this piece of literally film bullshit. And it looks like seeing generic party-going scenes from. You can pick up any of these generic party scenes from any of the US, Canada, UK, Australia, cop shows. It could be a part of like a soap opera, or it could be anything. It could be anything from like some sort of. Since the footage isn't that perfect, it could look like a concert, like since there's no real audio of the event, of the so-called event that happened. Just this ominous music playing and this, the crowd grew in number by the minute. Really? Really? Come on. I'm asking, really? And let me continue watching on. Let me just see. Okay. Actual footage taken from Facebook Live. Let me just see. It looks like. Come on. Firstly, let me just get this Facebook Live footage thing mentioned. It just looks like someone doing parkour in the night. That's all it looks like. It just looks like some parkour guy trying new stunts and new tricks and that. That's what it looks like. And from the footage afterwards, it has that negative film look of people running all over the place. It's literally black and white. And it looks like people just running around in this one location. Again, it could either be news footage, it could be footage from some movie. It doesn't have to be like a top tier movie. It could be the movie could be from like a B grade movie, but by it was done, it looks like it's a blatant B. It's not even a B grade or a C grade. It is an F grade movie. It's like, we're gonna do film noir, but it takes a lot of time and effort and money to produce such beautiful, exquisite piece of art. I know. We'll use a negative filter, make everything look black and white, but the sky be black and everything, like anything that's light in color become black, and what's dark in color become white. And we'll just run that off. That's what this piece of garbage actually did. And it said now up to 5 minutes 49 seconds, and it says actual footage from Snapchat, and it actually looks cool. For the first couple of seconds of it, actually looks quite peaceful and pleasant until a largish gentleman just threw a punch. So, let me just count. I've paused it. And let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If there's like that sort of footage from Snapchat, wouldn't it be on the news, getting all these coverages? And trust me, ever since I was a little kid, for the exception of family emergencies, Christmases, or now since I'm doing developmental classes, I've never skipped the news. I've always keep up to date with the news and that. So and I've never seen this sort of stuff on the news. So you can't. So technically, it didn't. And that's with the news part alone. It never happened. And it goes actual footage from Snapchat again. It looks like. It just looks like a bunch of college kids, like US college kids, gathering up in a circle and doing some sort of flash mob dance. Though it has different people getting lifted up into the air, but still, it just looks like, or even you can even say it looks like a piece of college art, like filmography art. So you can't. And to be honest with you, you can't use Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram as possible footages, as it just looks like kids gone wild in this sort of video, and it looks like it's in some sort of shopping complex, not in a not in entertainment, not in it's in the entertainment center or in any other sporting location that can actually hold such a group of people in Australia. So it's debunked right there. Yeah, dance. Keep dancing, kids. Keep stealing this footage. He goes, people in the arena and people watching at home on main event didn't know that this was happening. Let's just think things through, shall we? If there was such an event on, I would actually know about it, because as I said, I've been a fan of the sport for 31 years now, and I would have saved my money to go to this event. And just how this idiot is portraying us. Oh, people at home and people in attendance didn't know that this was happening. Maybe it didn't happen. It's just simple as that. Maybe it didn't happen. As I made mention earlier about the security detail and the police work in Australia, such a thing will not happen in the damn first place. Do you want me to go back to what I said? Hello. Oh, Schweppes, okay. We're at loading dock 6, gate. We're at loading dock 4, gate 6. We need security. Or since this is supposed to be happening in the lobby of this big sporting complex. Hey Chief, guess what? These huge group of people coming up from the lobby, you know. Can we get some help backup, please? Yeah, well, okay. The police are on their way. You help them out, you know. And that's what will happen. I don't know how many times I have to do that reenactment in this damn video. Honestly. Security measures are in order to prevent such things from happening. First of all, it's held inside of a building. Second of all, it's only limited entrances to the event. Thirdly, the partnership between security and police officers in Australia are that of near brotherhood, like brother and sister sort of relationship. And if such thing did occur, it would have flooded the bottom tier to the first top rows because of this huge riotous action, and which it didn't happen. Just back to that college. Oh, lights have been turned off. It's a different footage altogether. They've changed it to a... Oh boy. Went from the shopping mall, flash mobby, dancing mabob, to a concert footage. Not being consistent in this video. And it shows what looks like Mr. Colt smiling with a military style top on with what looks like brass, with like a brass like necklace. I posted here the 7 minutes and 7 seconds. No TDI or Foxtel representative would reply when asked for comment about this night. The reason why they didn't do any commenting was because it never happened. Simple as that. It never happened. I googled riots in professional wrestling in Australia. The only thing that came up was Riot City Wrestling, a wrestling promotion based in South Australia. That was for the first 4 pages on Yahoo, on Bing, on Google, the major search engines. The first 4 pages on those three search engines. Every other from 4 to page 10 was backdated events with riot in the city tonight, or we wrestle, we riot as a part of as the event name. With one or two per page of the 2005 Cronulla riots. So if this big thing supposedly had happened, a riot at a wrestling event, wouldn't it not be newsworthy? Wouldn't it be on, since when this thing happened, it wouldn't be on the 6 o'clock news, but it could be a breaking news event with reporters being sent to the location to cover the event. And again, ever since I was a little bubba in my parents' arms to now, I've never missed, for the exception of different events and that, I've never missed an episode of the news. And guess what? Even the following day, since we're in this new era of social media, I go to bed on the 2nd of February 2019, unaware of such a riot. I would have woken up on the 3rd of February of 2019 to what? To find out, guess what? Nothing happened the night before. I have Foxtel. Guess what? Leading up to the event, nothing was advertised. So this is bullshit. And I'll continue watching the rest of this video, because we're not complaining about it, right? Oh my god. Really? And it says, let me just go back, play a bit more. Okay. Here we go. Let's just, the same thing with making fake social media accounts for TV shows and movies, which technically this is biggest bunch of and to quote the terminology from the 45th President of the United States, Mr. Donald J. Trump, fake news. Let me see, it says Bradley strikes again, bizarre Super Bowl ends with jaw-dropping kiss. Again, didn't hear about that. It says leaders, Lazy Trump in incredible work hours. Well, I could actually believe that because since he's now the United States president. And it goes, kids, Beck Judd's kids, party arranged parents, blah, blah. And it goes down with different artifacts, murder, and things like that. It seems fine. Burying the wife, say gas, linked to Sydney Crew's death. Again, let me see, new national park with koala habitat. Didn't hear that puff piece. Let's see, graphs of some flooding devastation. Borrow shares tumble on earning downgrades, and it says a picture of some woman with a hat. It looks like Keira Knightley's mum from Bend Like Beckham. And sport, the most chaotic pay-per-view of all time. Saturday night, Sydney Entertainment Centre hosted the chaotic pay-per-view event in history, and all completely off screen. Again, again, never happened. I didn't see it the night off. Didn't see it the day after. 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days. Oh my goodness! Even up to now, I never heard that the event happened. For the exception of watching this idiotic piece of film. And it goes here, Hudson Hawks limo. And it has, oh man, come on. It's clearly Washington, D.C. And it looks like a picture taken from some movie that's been shot in a fictional version of Washington, D.C. Come on. It is a joke. Okay, Cousin Hulk's limo. Blurry images of like blurry images, like what you would see from Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot sightings, UFO images, blurry, grainy, can't see quite right. I know the grainy image looks like it comes from. Okay, it looks like, yep. It comes from what looks like a J-pop concert with, like, I see a lot of glow sticks going up and down like that. It's not, there's not mobile phones going like this. It's glow sticks going up and down like that. And it's super grainy, and then it goes, oh, the revelers from the night from that event caused a huge ruckus in that, so into a rave. Goes back to main event footage. I swear, main event, if you guys don't. Oh, Dan goes to say security was helpless. Bullshit. I've made mention twice already in this video the procedure of what happens when a riotous mob does come to an event that is unwanted. So again, this guy knows jack shit of what he's talking about. Oh, now let's put the cherry on the top of the ice cream, called the sack of lies that this video is. I haven't yet got to the stage where I can add the sauce and the nuts. It says, this idiot says, oh, the police were too scared to intervene in fear of public. What's the back? Security was helpless. And police did not intervene in fear of public concern. Haven't you heard of the linked terrorist actions? Police entered a very dangerous scene that could have gotten them killed. And according to this so-called documentarian, said that the police didn't intervene because of public safety. That is the biggest bunch of lies that I've ever heard come from the New South Wales the New South Wales Police Department. Really, too afraid for public safety. Come on. If such a riotous group came along, guess what? Boom! SWAT. Special Weapons and Tactics police officers would have stormed the event, trying to protect everyone at the venue. So, again, did I see anything from the news between then and now? Oh yeah, it didn't happen.
There was no indication it was going to end soon.
Then it goes on to show images of a grainy, low pixelated dance party. Again, that's what it is—a dance party or a rave party. You can't exactly call it actual footage of the event. Then it goes back into main event footage. I honestly hope, main event, that you ask for this piece of garbage to be taken down because it's destroying your image, and also Foxtel. I also want to put that up there. Okay. Okay. The event continued on with time running out. My car for the main event. More boxing footage. It just switches from main event to Australian undercard footage to various dance party footage as well. It just goes backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. It doesn't give you doesn't give you time to think about the actual event itself. Okay, balloons popping up. There's two wrestlers in the ring. With the main event logo plastered on there. Again, with any form of media nowadays, you can falsify anything. So, plastering the main event logo on the top right, as you're looking at the screen's top left, your top right. I've just seen. It just looks like such a low grade sort of piece of media. And what? Okay. Okay, let me just see here. Back up a bit. Let me see. It says Hudson Hawk went on to win the match in an 8 minute and 34 second. In 8 minutes and 40 seconds. Yet, due to the mandatory tape delay for the debutant broadcasting of broadcast events on Foxtel, the feed was pulled before the match. But yet, how did this? But yet, I ask, if you get to this, if you literally are up, if you get to this point, 8 minutes and 32 seconds into this piece of absolute easily debunkery in Australian professional wrestling history, called DarkSide of the Circle of Life of Professional Wrestling, full Nocco. How would you be able to get footage from main event / Foxtel if you said the feed was pulled before the match? Unless if you happen to maybe, possibly got a computer program to, again, ladies and gentlemen, chic freaks and geeks, we are living in an age where any piece of media can be falsified. I heard nothing about no riot in the Sydney Entertainment Centre. On the second, third, fourth, even up to this date. never heard of any sort of riotous action. Never heard of a riot going down at that location. The 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 picture that was showing up earlier on, where it said like there was it had a picture of what looks like Hudson Hulk looking down, and that it said basically it was just implying that a huge riot happened in a wrestling pay-per-view. Anyone can, as I said, and I'll keep saying it in this video, from the Rusty Colts saying about, oh, party at Colt v Hulk. If you want to come, just drop my name or just come via the rear. You'll be sweet. Anyone can do this sort of thing. There are programs you can put together, photo editing programs people can easily download nowadays, and get photos from different locations, different forms of media that are not copyrighted, or have like some sort of copyright logo or imaging or watermark on it to say that it is there, like it is like Wayne Brady, like a NFL, that's National Football League, that's America. That it could have been a fan that looks like Brady in such a huge jubilant affair that Wayne Brady and his team won the Super Bowl. You can get weird and wonderful photos from anywhere. A guy wearing a Wayne Brady t-shirt, not wearing a Brady replica jersey, kissing like a man in an office suit. Take a photo. Okay. Oh, well, we'll add that just to spark interest. There are several pieces of media on like pictures and that of Donald Trump online, so click and save. Plus other such like pictures and that was actually on that picture. So and with what looks like made up, which made up fake news and that. You can do it, like anyone with a strong digital, computer, social media literate mind can pull this off. Fake Facebook accounts, fake as I said, there's just so many programs that can go on. So you can make up different, make fake account photos and this and the other. There are several companies that have started up doing celebrity, like it's on let's see, Facebook and Twitter to my knowledge of the only two places where you can get this done. Is like you go onto that other website. It takes you there, and you just type in. Let me think of it. Austin Post. You can type in Austin Post, and it would come up like. Selena Gomez saying, "Oh, Austin Post is such a sexy man. I may Justin Bieber. I'm dumping your ass for Austin Post." Or on a different website, you can do the same thing. Type in Austin Post, and you can get Samuel L. Jackson saying, Austin Post is one of the toughest motherfuckers in all of Hollywood. You can do it with another website, and you can get like what WWE superstar is tweeting about you now. You can get John Cena saying, hey, I may be the 16-time World Heavyweight Champion, but this bastard, like, Austin Post is one of the most toughest men I've ever met. He beat me up much more than Brock Lesnar could ever do, and that was just in one match. You see what I'm explaining to you here? In today's social media, like in today's computer dominant culture and social media strong culture, you can falsify these sort of things. You can have algorithms to have celebrities say what you want them to say. Back to Samuel L. Jackson. If you didn't like, he's one of the craziest motherfuckers in all of Hollywood. You can have him go, Austin Post. Austin Post is a great stunt double. Or you can go to Selena Gomez's friend Demi Lovato and have her say, "Oh, Selena and Austin together. Oh, how sweet." Both of them are my best friends, and I'm so happy that two of my best friends have found love. It's that simple. You can actually believe that sort of thing, because in today's technologically advanced state, we can do anything with celebrities and ourselves. And I just made up the name Austin Post. And if you want to do like another WWE thing, you can have Brock Lesnar say, Austin Post beat my ass, something shocking. I'm just so glad I got out of that match alive. Something that Brock would not say himself. He would rather go down swinging and end up in a pool of his own blood before admit someone else is greater than him. But still, you can actually have Brock Lesnar say that Austin Post whipped my ass so bad. I'm just so lucky to get out of the ring. My wife was scared for my life. And that could be like for a Twitter post. For a Facebook post, you could have like Brock Lesnar say, been through the toughest match of my life. Would rather go back to the UFC or go to Bellator instead of staying in the WWE and face off against Austin Post in another match, because he makes Dean Ambrose look like a Catholic nun. Again, that's the programming. You can, if you're smart enough, if you're smart enough and have the computer power, you can download these programs, like news making programs, news headline programs. You can do anything. One thing one post I did was for an upcoming cosplaying event. I did 3 characters that are a part of one bit of fiction, and I said, breaking news, these 3 characters are going to be a supernova, and I posted up on my wall. And that's through a maker program that I found online. There's other programs too where you can actually change street signs. Liverpool, 15 kilometers that way. Sydney, 40 kilometers that way. Love, found in your heart. You can actually do those sort of things in today's day and age. So it is quite easy for this documentarian to get a picture of the main event logo and bada bing bada boom, put it in with and show footage of a guy that looks like Hudson Hawk and a guy that looks like Rusty Colt. And then later on, and as I paused it here at 8 minutes 32 seconds off an 11 minute 1 second video, Hudson Hawk went on to win the match in 8 minutes and 34 seconds. Yet due to mandatory tape delay for debutante broadcast events on Foxtel, the feed was pulled before the match. Bold statement from something that didn't really happen. Okay, continuing on. Okay, continuing on. With black and white rave parties and that. It doesn't look constant in its thing. It says, the only people, I'm just pausing here at 8 minutes 52 seconds. The only people to witness this event were those at attendance that night. Of course, you would make that statement. There was no news coverage of it. There was no social media coverage on it. So, of course, the only witnesses to this event were those who were at attendance. Not exactly a good way to cover your ass now, is it? Eight minutes 57 seconds. And those able to watch the feed in interception temporary upload to YouTube before being pulled by TDI and main event. How convenient is it? Literally, how convenient is it to claim that when people uploaded this event, said, it was like, okay, it was temporary upload. Let me just read this again. And those able to watch the event interception, or the feed interception, temporarily uploaded to YouTube before being pulled by TDI and main event. Oh boy. Again, if such an event did happen, the news will be covering it. And main event, and that's let's see, Fox News, Sky News, 7 News, 9 News, 10 News, SBS, ABC, different news outlets, newspapers, radio personnel would all be there covering the event, making it known at a much larger audience. So those two last lines. Before being pulled by TDI and main event. That is coincidental. That, to be honest with you, that is very coincidental that such a huge event, such a huge riot, the biggest riot that Sydney's ever seen since 2005 when Cronulla went through its riot, which went through the riots then, how convenient is it to have this sort of, to say, oh, it's been pulled by, like, we can't watch it anymore because it's been pulled by YouTube, and it's just because of TDI and main event. They're the ones who said that you can't have this sort of, you can't watch it. No. You can't watch it. No. Really, honestly, really. It's just so honestly, it's just so ridiculous to claim to say this, to have this sort of huge thing and have all of these revelers and ravers and rioters footage to be removed. According to this piece of shit known as called a documentary, it started off with 200 people coming to this event, but it started with 200 people and increased so immensely throughout the building, with the lobby being affected, other parts of the surrounding environment being affected by this huge riotous rave party. The reason why this is supposed to be said is that it didn't happen. Just to say that, oh, YouTube pulled all these videos and that, it's a load of crap. It's a load of bullshit, honestly. It's just made up. In today's day and age, let me just go back to a point that I made earlier. I went on to Bing, I went on to Yahoo, I went on to Google, did the search engine on riots in, let me see. First I did riots in Sydney, February 2019. You know what came up? Nothing. The only riots that actually came up in Sydney were the Cronulla riots of 2005. So that's 14 years ago. A proper riot actually happened in Sydney. That was virtually all sorts of pages. Cronulla riots, Bing, Google, Yahoo. So it didn't actually happen. Yeah, that's the latest riot, 2005, the Cronulla riots. So, busted. Again, let me just say this. I am a friend of Hudson Hawk. As such a big event was to go down, I would have had an invite from Hudson Hawk himself saying, come to the Sydney Entertainment Centre while I face off against Rusty Colt in a pay-per-view match that will be screened on main event. I received no such invitation, and Hudson Hawk he's been like my coach. Like, I used to be 149, 155. most 166 kilograms, or in the high 300-pound range. I'm now down to the high 200-pound range, and in the low 130 to high 200 into a high 120s kilogram range, or it depends on what I'm doing that week. And if Hudson Hulk didn't find the time to advertise it, and he like literally, according to this documentary, was the main event. Hello, I would have been there to cheer on Hudson as he would annihilate Rusty Colt. Let's continue watching it on. Okay, Haria. What other piece of shit? Okay. It says here. Now on to my mate. It says Hudson Hawk and his entourage claim not to partake in the events backstage. Let me just see. I am a part of the entourage, and if such event was to have happened, I would have been backstage. And since Hudson didn't advertise the event, and since I'm part of his entourage, guess what? Take it from me. The event didn't happen. The event never happened. It never took place. And let me just continue on. More generic rave party footage. This video, though this video was found. That is a Hudson Hulk wannabe. It looks like Arndo put on Arndo over in Australia, great comedian, exquisite painter. He's also authored a few children's books saying that he was a refugee and that, so it just looks like Arndo with a military buzz cut, with a more bland dollar shirt sign than this, holding two bottles of wine, and the tattoo on the arm doesn't match the tattoo on Hulk's arm. So bullshit. And that's found at from 9 minutes 17 seconds to 19 minutes and 21 to 25 seconds. Again, it just looks like Arndo cosplaying or dressing up like a Samoan. Tattoos don't match, and it just looks like Arndo just went brown face. That happened to get like some sort of eye-opening thing. The Twitter fallout. Okay. Oops, says Rusty Colt. Now it says here and again, I'm going to go back to this. I'm literally I will go back to I will flog this horse until the horse knows what to damn well do. In other words, I'm going to repeat this. I'm reiterating. And it says here this is from the Hudson Hawk Twitter account. What happened last night was disgraceful, and I'm ashamed. My name's associated with it. Apologize to TDI and Foxtel on behalf of the professional wrestling business. Prayers go out to prayers go out to all affected by the chaos. Hudson Hope. 12 p.m. 3rd of February 2019. Again. Hello, entourage of Hulk. That never popped up on any of my... That didn't pop up on my Twitter feed. That didn't pop up on my Facebook account. Like newsfeed on Facebook. That never happened. And besides, the picture that was chosen isn't the actual photo of Hudson Hawk on Twitter. Oops, excuse me. Yes. Here. Line. No. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Again, can easily be falsified with any of these programs. Like, I could easily say on such a thing, use, let me just say, Vince McMahon. I could easily post up saying, on a fake Vince McMahon account, saying, AEW was better than NXT on Wednesday night. AEW, a rival wrestling company, is better than a property of Vince's, NXT. No one would say that their product is shit. Like, I can't see Hudson being a part of such. Doesn't have to be ashamed of such things. So, again, didn't happen. Ooh. Just making me make my belly feel a bit uneasy. Okay. Okay. It says no. It goes back to another supposed Hudson Hulk Twitter thing, like Twitter post. It goes, yes, it's true. Punished by association. Hopefully, TDI and I can get back on agreeable terms. They are a great promotion. Okay, Hudson Hulk. It goes TDI Promotions, and it has some sort of TDI boxing events. It goes, we hold no ill will towards Hudson Hulk. He was class. Whatever the bloody hell that means. Dave Meltzer. Let's just see. Dave Meltzer. He's like what would be classified as the ultimate food critic. Like, this guy can make or break a wrestling event anywhere around the world. So, attaching Dave Meltzer's name to it, it's just a whole, and especially a number of weeks later, 27th of February 2019, and I'm reading this. Let me just do my Michael Cole impersonation. According to this DarkSide of the Circus of Professional Wrestling full doc, Dave Meltzer said, and I quote, "Sources tell me no heat on Hudson Hawk for the 2nd of the 2nd, 2019 fiasco in Sydney from the network. It's almost all heat on Rusty Colt and the promotion for booking him. Don't expect either of the latter to appear on Australian cable network again." You gotta have some freaking big balls to pull in Dave Meltzer. It is the biggest set of, and that's to try to make it credible. Dave Meltzer wouldn't, like, I don't know the guy personally, but I know of him. I know of his reputation. Dave Meltzer, unless if the facts are verifiable from multiple sources, and he is one wrestling reporter that literally goes through every bit of evidence before posting something on Twitter on this scale, or writing something on his blogs. And trust me, I go backwards and forward. I go and read his stuff once a week. And guess what? During this time, over here in Australia, will be the 28th of February 2019. I didn't read any of this sort of stuff on any of Dave Meltzer's blogging websites. I follow the guy on Twitter, so I didn't see this. So again, another lie, and a freaking ballsy lie at that. So let's see, it goes on to, come on, hurry up, more and more. And this is and it says here at 10 minutes and 5 seconds off this piece of crap. In early October, we sent a sneak peek of this documentary to both superstars, which Rusty shared on Snapchat. And it said, captioned, "The night we got blacklisted from TDI and pulled from Foxtel. Ha 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 ha." No wrestler in Australia with any form of respect to the business would actually be so brazen, so ballsy, so cocky as to have captioned, "The night we got blacklisted from TDI and pulled from Foxtel. Ha ha ha." I don't know Rusty personally, but I've heard of him. I've heard of his reputation. Maybe a bit of a party boy, but that's after he may have. Let me see. Last time I heard something off him before today, I heard that he was he just. I think he just went to drink a bit too much and fell asleep on the table. That's all I heard off Rusty Colt, and that was like late June, early July. And that was the first time I've heard of Rusty. I just heard that he drank too much or either drank too much, which caused him to fall asleep on the table, or he put too much. Actually, wait. He didn't get drunk. Rusty didn't get drunk. From the post that I seen, it read, Rusty so sore, put on one hell of a night, put his head on the table and fell asleep. So I do. Let me just say on this video right now, Rusty, I am sorry for calling you a drunk. I'm just being honest with you there. You have far more respect. You would not do something to damage professional wrestling in Australia. You spend too much time honing your craft to be one of the best wrestlers in Australia. So I would find that very hard to believe that you would actually put up something so bloody stupid, saying the night we got blacklisted from TDI and pulled from Foxtel. I would not, as a fan of wrestling for 31 years, I doubt that you would have actually said that. Maybe such thing would have happened in the 70s, getting pulled from Channel 7, Channel 9 or Channel 10. But then you've got somewhere else to go. So and with Foxtel being powerful the way it is on Australian television, I doubt that you would have actually said something so bloody stupid. And I'm just continuing on watching this. Let's see. Back. This was shared back to TDI, who then took to Twitter to respond. Okay. We lost business. We lost sponsorships. Foxtel told us they will never work with us again. Everyone lost money for their families. Still funny. At Rusty Ass MFer. And let me just see. Okay. So 5 days before this piece of garbage was posted up on YouTube, TDI Promotions came out and said this. Okay. Oh my goodness! I'm on YouTube. I'm just gone to Twitter. Typed in TDI Promotions. Guess what? You can't find them because guess what? This video is fake. Typed up Hudson Hole. Typed up Rusty Cole. Nothing. Yes, and it says and supposedly said from Rusty. TDI boxing event. Yes. Should have done you due diligence. Rusty life lesson number 143. Do not get into business without knowing who you're getting with kids. Again, no respectable professional wrestler would actually post that up on social media, be it Twitter, Facebook, or if you still have a MySpace account, you wouldn't even post it up on there. So let's just type up. Whilst I'm in the mood to destroy this, see, RUSTYCOLT. Rusty. Let's see here. People. Yeah. Never said it. Again, this is nothing more than a pack of lies. This could. Let me just finish watching the video. It's not that much longer now, so let me see. It just goes to Coastal and see. 2nd of the 2nd, 2019 will forever be infamous. And now the true story is known. It will never be forgotten. And it just finishes off with a black and white panoramic view of some sort of view of Sydney, well, one of Sydney suburbs, looking into Sydney. I'm just so those taken me nearly. Well, it's actually going to be over 2 hours long, this video. Like it's just so amazed to think that someone could actually be ballsy enough to make fake accounts of TDI Promotions. Make and do these sort of weird accusations with 2 respected professional wrestlers in Australia. To try to say it blew up something shocking when there was nothing actually. There's literally nothing to have. There was no news broadcast of it. There was no online messaging of it. There was no late breaking anything on that date or on following updates. I heard nothing from Gladys Bigligi, the Premier of New South Wales, about if such an event did happen. The New South Wales Premier would be one of the first people to stand up and say, we're banning this sort of activities in New South Wales. Guess what didn't happen? For this person to rip footage, or to blatantly use LA real estate footage, claiming it is Hudson Hawk's residence in the United States, when he actually would just do like a basic hotel, not live it up in some luxury condo in Las Vegas. Wrestlers in Australia don't get five figure piece like five figured sums of money. The most may be maybe like $1,000 if things are extremely going into their favor. There's also like the most that a wrestler would actually get at a show. And again, I'm talking from experience here. The most that I've seen a wrestler get was $150, and that was per performer, because the ticket sales were good, the merchandising sold well, and those who could afford it spent time like an hour and a half before a show began to have a meet and greet with a wrestler from overseas who is actually who's now since retired. So that's again debunked. The way that this video was put together is absolutely ridiculous. It's so stupid that I find it hard to believe. It reads more like a Hollywood script than it actually reads as a proper documentary in professional wrestling. If you want to be honest with you, I'm just going to be closing up on this. It's literally over 2 hours now. You've been hearing me speak on this one 11-minute video. It's to be honest with you, it just is literally a piece of fiction. Again, I bring back the Yahoo, Bing, Google web searches with riots in Australia, well, riots in professional wrestling in Australia. We just came up Riot City Wrestling, a South Australia based promotion. When it comes to riots in Sydney, the only one that came up with the Cronulla riots of 2005. There's no, as of now, there has been no TDI Productions as a and there's no Twitter handle on them. You've got to say that Hudson and this Rusty character deactivated their accounts around about Christmas of last year, so they couldn't have put anything up on Twitter. I'm friends with Hudson, and Hudson mentioned nothing about this big wrestling event that he's going. If he wins the match, he would get a five-figure payout. The footage used was poor at best. The news used similar footage as well to promote, to say that this celebrity or that celebrity and just walked the red carpet. There's just been so much footage used in this video that it just makes it hard to believe the actual facts of it. And just how the voiceover act, the guy who did the so-called reporting on the facts here, claimed that YouTube pulled TDI Promotions and Foxtel demanded that these images and videos were pulled down. I used the same search engines again for photos to see what actually happened. There's no video, there's no Snapchat photo of it. Check Facebook, check Twitter, check the sources that this idiot said all this bullshit over, and it's just a lot. It is literally the biggest piece of shit that's ever been uttered about Australian professional wrestling. If you want, I know if you stuck it out this long, my only piece of advice is to look on the social media accounts of different wrestling promotions and ask, did this happen? And you'll get the same answer, it'll be no. So, don't believe this 11-minute piece of shit. I went through this video. I watched it again and again and again. Done all the research before making this video. I watched the video whilst making this video. I read parts of it to you in this video. So, to be honest with you, if you want to know the truth about what happened, just ask around and see if it actually did happen. That's the only thing I can actually say to you. Make it up your own minds. But speaking as a person who is a part of Hudson Hawk's entourage, I wasn't at the Sydney Entertainment Centre on the 2nd of February of 2019. I wasn't even there. I tell you where I was. I was talking with my boss online. Well, since I do part-time work, designing wrestling merchandise and that now, so I was on Facebook chatting to my boss about getting a few of my dream belts made. And that is what I was doing on the 2nd of February 2019. Was not at Sydney Entertainment Centre at all. So on that note, let me just finish off by saying this. The dark side of the circus, pro wrestling full doco, is bullshit. Full of lies. And if there's actually one piece of positivity about this, would make a bloody good independent Australian movie, I can tell you that for a fact. But that's just what it is. Some piece of shit wanting to cause trouble for professional wrestling made a fake documentary uncovering the dark secrets of professional wrestling in Australia, and making it hard for the Australian professional wrestling industry to be serious. It's a piece of garbage. If you want to watch it, I'll go right ahead. But just know for a fact that this video is nothing more than a piece of Hollywood fiction. I'm Dragon Barrows, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye.